Okay, so what do we have here? These are pieces of what is known as dry ice, which you may or may not know is solid carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is a gas that we all breathe out. Now, so if you cool down carbon dioxide to very low temperatures, it freezes into this what looks like ordinary ice, but it's not, it's dry ice. And there is a reason it's called a dry ice. So here is a glass of water. If you cool down this water, it will freeze, it will turn solid at 0 degrees Celsius, which is just your normal ice. However, this dry ice, and that's the reason it's called dry, if you cool down carbon dioxide at very low temperatures of minus 78.5 degrees Celsius, rather than first becoming a liquid and then freezing into a solid, just as water would do, it directly converts into a solid from a gas. So if you keep it at room temperature, it's going to directly turn from a solid into gas, rather than like this water, which will go from ice to liquid water, then to, if you heat it, to steam. So, and that's the reason it's called a dry ice, because it doesn't go through the liquid phase at normal atmospheric pressure. So that's not only, so this process of the solid turning into a gas directly without going into the liquid is called sublimation. Now, one thing is it's very cold, so I should not be touching with bare hands, and that's what I'm doing right now. But you need to be very careful because it can cause frostbite very easily. Now, there are many other cool reasons why I wanted to do this video. So for example, if I take this piece of dry ice here and I dip it into the glass of water, what will happen is, although the water is at room temperature, for the dry ice, this is very, very hot, because it's at minus 78.5. This is room temperature, maybe 20 degrees Celsius today. So let's see what happens if we drop this into the glass of water. So what you see is, because this is very hot for the dry ice, it immediately starts to turn into gas very rapidly. And this is what is known as sublimation. And you see all the carbon dioxide bubbles coming out. But on the top, see this dense cloud forming. And this is the moisture that you see in the air, which is in the air. It's just condensing because whatever is coming out is very cold. And if you carefully look at it, you'll sometimes be able to see very nice bubble rings forming, because these bubbles are going up into the surface, and yeah, there you go. You see? So it forms these very nice bubble rings. It's very fun to watch. I mean, you can do it all day, literally. Let's drop another piece. Okay, so there is something else that I wanted to show you. If I take this piece of dry ice, and it's actually forming ordinary ice because of the moisture, it's very cold. But if you can get it at the right, if you can strike the right balance, yeah, there you go. So if you gently push it, you will see that it flies off. And the reason it's doing that, the table is hot for the dry ice, so it is heating up, and it forms a very thin layer of carbon dioxide between the ice and the table, and it's literally floating on carbon dioxide. Right, so the last thing that I wanted to show you, I don't know why it does that, but if you press a metallic tweezer, it seems that it's crying, right? It's making a sound. I think locally it is sublimating very fast because this is metal, so it is conducting the heat into the ice, and that accelerates the process of sublimation, and the gas is coming out, which is getting trapped with the tweezer, and it vibrates. I think that's the reason.